Today I'm gonna be surviving 100 days in this deserted island. But this is not your ordinary island. I have 5 hearts and 5 lives to my name, and every once in a while there will be special events like mobs that can build, mine, or explode. Will I survive or die tragically? Stick around to find out. On day 1, I spawned on the island next to what seems to be like a crashed plane. Inside the plane was a chest with some questionable loot in there. I mined down a tree and crafted a wooden pickaxe, which was useful for about 5 seconds. I then spotted some cows and killed them for some fresh meat. No. Then I explored the island, which I saw a giant lava pool. We are definitely building another portal in there at some point. It was also at this moment that I discovered that if you stand too close in the lava, your body will heat up. This mechanic would be very important for survival, as you'll see later on in the video. Another thing I found out was water. Basically, I get thirsty. You can stay hydrated by drinking clean water, however, drinking dirty water bottles will make you even more thirsty.
Oh no!
I then spent the rest of the day researching about the mods, where I found out about the sieve. This thing was OP, as it can turn sand into literal iron, but I needed a string mesh in order for it to work. The sun was setting on day 1, so I quickly took shelter in the crushed plane. I tried to kill some mobs for loot, but the skeletons didn't like that idea. Day 2 finally came and I can once again go outside. Oh, and also this is pretty satisfying too. I tried to kill as much remaining spiders as I can in order to get some string for the mesh. I also discovered this cave nearby which has some coal in it. However, this was one of the only ores available in this world, since there are no other ores like iron or diamonds naturally generating. During this time, I came up with the idea of building a magma wall around my base in order to protect me from zombies. Because on day 20, zombies can climb walls. Yes. Very scary. In hindsight, I don't really know how this works. Like, they can climb walls, but I'm building a wall, so like, doesn't really work, does it? I also found out that you can just ignore the first, as it really does nothing at all. And on my way back to home base, I noticed something. Yo, is that a wolf? You know, I have 4 bones right now. I could definitely tame him. Please, Lord, please. Yes. You know, I'm gonna call you Isaac. Look at this little wolfie. Look at this little doggy in the water. Dog in the water. Dog in the water, chilling in the dog on the water. Yeah, me and Isaac are definitely gonna survive till day 100. Hopefully. Anyways, I got some wool in order to make a bed, and I also started the construction of the wall before I had to go back to the base. And while I was trying to kill some mobs, this happened. No, Isaac, come back. No. God damn it. Don't worry, he was fine. For the most part. Day 3 was here and I finally decided that rotten flesh was not a sustainable food source. So I got some potatoes to eat, because they're better. I did a bit of deforestation and finished the wall, and now I just have to add the magma to it. But even without the magma, the wall was still pretty useful at stopping zombies and skeletons from entering. Spiders, they didn't care. I finally made the string mesh, but it didn't fit. Turns out I crafted the wrong sieve, but that was an easy fix. Or so I thought. Using the sieve gave me some useless stuff at first, but as I get better and better materials, I can get ores such as diamonds, gold, iron, and emeralds even. The next day arrived and I completed the magma wall, and I also made a farm. That concludes everything somewhat interesting that happened on day 4. On day 5, I made a flint mesh. It's basically a normal string mesh, but better. And after a bit of exploring, I found an abandoned house. There was literally nothing in this house except like cobwebs, but the basement, you wouldn't believe what's in the basement. It was a floating brewing stand. I expanded the wall into the ocean and upgraded my storage system. And it was at this time that I realized that sieving gravel instead of sand can give you much more better loot. And I mean, the results say it all. Day 6 started with a fresh upgrade. If you notice something different about this game, that's because I added a few more mods, you know, 146 to be precise. With the new mods, I got this thing called a silkworm, and if you place it on a leaf, it will infect it. This will make the leaf drop better loot and make it sievable. Is that even a word? Sievable? I don't know. And with my newfound resources, I can finally make a bucket. I spent the rest of the day sieving with materials and I actually slept to pass time. A week has gone by and here's everything that happened on day 7. Sieve. Day 8 was here and the leaves were finally infected. And by sieving these leaves, I got ice cubes and slime, which when combined made gel slime. I can use these to make gel slime armor since they're pretty much as strong as iron armor. And of course, iron is very hard to get. And after researching more about the mods, I learned 2 things that would change this entire game. The cobblestone generator, no not this one, and the heavy sieve. One generates cobblestone that can be turned into gravel, and the other can sieve quicker by using compressed blocks. With the newfound technology, I can get gravel much more quicker by breaking cobblestone with a hammer. And compressing a stack of gravel gives me just 7. So what would have took 2 minutes to sieve now just takes 20 seconds. I also used the extra cobble I had to build on the wall. Why? The more the merrier, I guess. On day 10, I got another cobble generator and I finished the outer wall. The next day, I improved the inner wall by adding slabs on top of it. This prevents spiders from disturbing us, and it also protects us from the zombie invasion on day 20. I set for some more leaves during the nighttime, and now we've got half the slime armor. Day 12, I mined and sift for some more gravel. I also made this thing called a drying rack. You can put rotten flesh on it, and it will turn into a much more edible food source. I ended the day by building a cobble tower just to destroy it on day 13. Yeah, this is how I get my gravel. The rotten flesh dried off rather quickly, and now I have this thing called a monster jerky. The best part about this is eating this will not give you hunger. I found out about this thing called the auto hammer and the auto sieve. If I have these two things, I can get loot without doing anything. On day 14, I figured out how to make the auto hammer work. Turns out, you need this thing called a dynamo, and this is basically like a power generator. But this thing was not cheap at all, and I ended up using half of my materials and the entire day to make it. The next day arrived and the auto hammer was finally working. However, this thing needed constant power and I just didn't know how to do it. I then spent the rest of the day sieving leaves until day 16 where I crafted the full slime armor. And like the past 7 days, I sieved. Again. Day 17 was here and I found out about a better dynamo to use to power my auto hammer. It uses lava instead of water and fuel, and lava was probably our most common material in this world. I mean, there's literally a giant volcano in the middle of the island. However, crafting this item would not be an easy task as it requires a thing called the Invar ingot, which is quite annoying to get because you need 2 iron dust and 1 nickel dust to make 3 Invar blend, which can be spelled into Invar ingot. But in the meantime, I noticed something on the minimap that I haven't discovered yet. Turns out it was just another abandoned structure with nothing inside. You know, I'm starting to notice like a pattern in this world. The next day came and after more hammering and sieving, I finally got the magmatic dynamo. This thing was 10 times more effective and efficient than the previous one, and I could actually start the second industrial revolution, as I like to call it. Day 19 came and I made this thing called a slime thing. With this, I can travel around the island much quicker. I also noticed a problem with our wall. Guardians. No, this is not a time to swim, Isaac, god damn it. And because there's gaps between the layers of the wall, guardians can swim through it, which is not going to be great considering they do a lot of damage. Another thing that does damage to me is the slime thing. But after one crafting session later, that problem was no longer here. Day 20 came and the zombies have started their invasion. Wait, never mind, so day 19. Day 19 came and the zombies have started their invasion. I did my best to protect Isaac and just buried him in a bit of cobblestone. And now I have 2 options, either fight the zombies or hide. That was an easy pick. But the problem with hiding underground was that I didn't know if it was daytime or nighttime, and when I tried to check, this happened. Bro. God. You're kidding me. How is that even here? How is that even here? Oh, I'm gonna die again. I'm like, oh, 4 damage. Oh, bro, what happened to the chest? Oh, I'm so dead again. I'm so dead. Either 4 damage or guardians can kill me. Are they invisible? What the hell? Oh my god. Why did I run into them? Why? Oh, that was so dumb. Why did I run into them? And that was it. I'm down to 3 lives by only day 20. And to put salt in the wound, we also lost somebody else. Isaac, come out, come out. Oh, fuck. Rest in peace, buddy. You will be remembered. The next couple of days was just me trying to figure out how to get resources quicker. Because believe it or not, the zombies are gonna come back on day 50 with even more mutations. I got 2 cows to do some things, and now I have a new source of hydration and food. I also got a crucible, so now I don't have to run 20 miles just to get 2 buckets of lava. I had planned to get the auto hammer be more automatic, but I couldn't figure out how the pipe works, so we'll just leave it for another day to fix. Day 14, I went magma mining. And the reason I'm doing this is because in order for the crucible to make lava, you need magma. And for your ear's sake, the next 10 or so days don't have audio in it, cause, well, let's say I was blasting some bangers. I tried to make the pipe work, but even with some researching and testing, I was left with nothing. The next day arrived, and instead of sieving gravel this time, I sieved through dust. I also made the iron mesh, which can get me even better loot. And the reason I was sieving dust is because I need redstone for higher tier machines. Day 26, and today was a boring day. But I mean, do you blame me? However, I did get one interesting thing today, which is the diamond mesh, the highest tier mesh in this mod. Day 28, and I decided that it was time to get better armor. The slime armor served as well, but I mean, it wasn't gonna survive to day 50, to be honest. Also, Google, why do you do this? So I did a bit of researching and found out this armor that I thought it would be good enough. I mean, there was nano in the name, surely that must be good. The problem with this is that it's stupidly expensive to make, so it's more grinding, yippee. I made this new machine called the Atomic Reconstructor, and it literally shoots lasers. And guess what, I also made another new machine. This one, less cool though. I spent day 19 trying to get this thing called rubber, and in order to do that I need a rubber tree, which there are none in this world. So you might be asking, how are you gonna get it? Well, it's a simple solution really. Game mode 1. No, just kidding. What actually happened was I got a rubber tree from rubber tree sapling, which I got from sieving soul sand, which I got from putting sand in front of the atomic reconstructor, which I got yesterday. This is basically what I do when I need to find a better way to get material. The next day I made some progress on the nanosuit armor and also another new machine. This one's called the compressor and it can, well, compress. It didn't work though since I needed another new power source that's not a dynamo, and at that time I had no clue what it was. Today was also the first day where my heat indicator was going crazy, and one way to cool down is water. Another way to cool down is by making a cooling coil, but we'll talk about that in another day. I needed some more string, and for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to go outside the wall and hunt spiders. Big mistake. Day 31 and I crafted my first diamond pickaxe, and you know how I said that I had a massive string problem? Well, turns out the solution was right around the corner. Literally. Man, I wish I knew this earlier. I also downgraded my mesh because apparently some materials like lead and tin cannot be obtained with the diamond mesh. And using this information, I mined through some compressed cobblestone because I found out that you can get tons of gravel from it. Day 32 and I made another dynamo and an auto hammer, so we're now doubling our production rate. Talking about efficient. The next day I made a cooling coil because it was getting suspiciously hot over the past few days. But even standing right next to it didn't lower my temperature, so I had a crazy plan to solve this problem. The plan is to move everything, chests, sieves and machines underground so that the sun wouldn't beam onto us. The plan actually worked a bit too well because I started to get cold instead. There wasn't really anything that happened on day 34. I kinda just sat there and looked through what I can craft. On day 35 there was a storm and it actually had some physics in it since the wind can actually push me. I got most of the materials needed for the nanosuit and I just need 4 energized crystals, which aren't too hard to craft. After the storm had passed, I noticed that it actually broke the wall down. I had to fill in the gaps, which wasn't too big of a problem, but it kinda looked weird having random cobblestones on the wooden wall. I checked the gravel production and look how many we have now. The next day arrived and I made my first nanosuit gear and it looks sick. I cannot wait to see what the food set looks like. But I realized that I needed to charge it in order for it to have a better protection, so I wasn't done just yet. Day 38 and we have another shortage. This time it was redstone, and according to previous set point, you can sift dust to get it, so I basically just made a pit to my sand. Day 39 and I made this thing, and this will be our extreme production of gravel. And I'm sleeping to skip the night in most of these days, so if the days feel shorter, that's why. Day 40, I made another mesh, so now we have 3. This one gives me copper and aluminum, which is also crucial to the big machines. The next day I went magma mining. I was trying to craft something, but then a text popped up on my screen. If you don't know what that means, the blood moon basically increases mob spawn rate by like about 100 times. It didn't seem like there were hundreds of mobs inside though, probably because of our double wall defense. I made an iron smelter and this combines different materials to make another one. The morning of day 42 came in, the aftermath of the blood moon is definitely noticeable. I also got all 4 of the different meshes because at this point I needed all the materials I can get. I tried to make 2 more crucibles, but apparently they're different and can't produce lava, so I just wasted 18 pieces of clay. On day 43 I made 3 more crucibles. These ones actually work though, and trust me, I will be looking at crafting crafting recipes more carefully next time. I made the industrial smelter, and this acts similar to the alloy smelter. Day 44, and I decided that I would figure out how to make the pipe work once and for all. I realized that I needed a hardened pipe instead of a normal one, and I needed a servo which controls what goes in or out of pipes. I eventually got all of these, but not after some grinding. But yeah, now my auto hammers are finally fully automatic, and it only took us, 30 days. The next day arrived and all my crops were dead. That sucks. Turns out it was actually winter right now, and plants don't grow in winter. But today wasn't about wheat and potatoes because I had planned to build a third wall. This one's a bit different than the other two since I wanted it to be 10 blocks high and covered in lava. And the reason I'm doing it is because in 5 days another wave of zombies will attack us once again. Day 46, and I continued to build the wall the next day, and I decided that the wall should reach around the ocean and connect to the other side. I actually made it halfway through before the guardians were too close for me to safely build this wall. And that's when this happened. Maybe we should start the other side. Yeah. Oh no, not the lava. Not the lava. Get to the water, get to the water. Okay. Oh crap. Oh shit. I'm dead, aren't I? Oh my god. So now we're down to 2 lives and we're not even halfway through. Day 38, and the first lava was laid on our first layer of defense. I got 1/3 of the wall done before I had to go back, and that's when I realized that I don't really have a way to enter my own base. I could use the slime thing to jump over the wall, but I didn't want to recreate what happened yesterday. So that's why I took the more inconvenient way of doing it. The next day, and I finished 2/3 of the wall, and during nighttime there was another storm. I thought, this wasn't going to be a big problem since I just have to fix the wall. But when I went outside the next day, all of the cows were flying. This was actually pretty bad because ever since I got these cows, I haven't been thirsty for over 2 weeks. What was also a problem was that it's day 50 and I had barely just finished the lava wall. So when night came, I was getting pretty nervous that zombies were gonna mine underground and kill me, but I guess the lava was pretty strong and nothing was getting inside of me, even in the second wall. Just don't go near it because skeletons will shoot you. Day 51, and we're over halfway done, so if you're still watching this, consider subscribing. I used this time to research how to charge the nanosuit and discovered this thing called the MFE. The next couple of days and it's all about grinding. Materials like rubber, redstone, and ores are pretty rare, and those make up like 90% of the crafting recipes. But eventually we got the MFE, and now we just have to figure a way to send electricity through it. Day 56 in here, and I figured out a way to send electricity through the MFE by using an underwater turbine. And in order for those to work, I need water, which there aren't really any underground. However, before we start building a man-made lake underground, I need to sort out the food problem. Because even though it's winter, I didn't know if crops were too cold or too hot to survive. So I did a little science experiment and put a seed next to the cooling coil and a heating coil, which functions oppositely to a cooling coil as you might expect. The next day, and it's time to build a lake underground. To do this, I need tons of water and buckets, but when I was building it, I had forgotten that water cools you down dramatically. Actually, let me try to spread this right, I forgot the sand up there. Let me just break that up real quick. Sure, that would, not do anything too bad. What the? Freezing. Damn it. Heating coil. Right, should be safe. Should be safe. I need more food. Should be safe. Why aren't you heating up? Why are we getting colder? Oh, come on. What the hell? With 1 life remaining, this game had basically switched to hardcore mode. And if I die one more time, I would have to restart this entire journey. Or just, scrap the video. Later that day, I did discover another way of safely producing electricity. However, this method is much more slower and requires coal as a fuel source. And as my geography teacher would say, hold up, let me do my impression. Coal isn't biotic, they cannot reproduce, they can't have children. Oh, and another blood moon rose. That's good. On day 58, I made endstone. That wasn't very useful. On day 59, and I wanted to expand the underground farm because without food I'm not gonna survive. It did require a bit of dirt, but by night I had already finished it. Day 60. Well, that was boring. Day 61. Well, that was boring. I did get a bit overheat during the grind, but look how quickly I can cool down with one block of water. And I got the Emerald Crystal Sword, which is much more stronger than a nickel axe. The next day, and I started researching about turrets. I wanted to get these by day 80 because, you guessed it, there will be another wave of zombies and skeletons, this time carrying TNT. Oh, and guess what? Another storm came. Day 63 and we really used up a lot of sand in our base. We still need more redstone though, because turrets need a lot of them. What we also need is this new material called silicon, and the only way to get it is by smelting quartz. Where can you get quartz, you might ask? Well, thanks to our glow power soul sand, we can get quite a bit for only half a sand. And why didn't I just build another portal? Well, I honestly don't know. We are definitely building another portal. A couple of days went by and here's what happened. I made my first turret base, but it was the lowest tier, and I still needed a gun and ammo in order for the turret to work. I also saved some more seeds, cause right now we need more to expand this farm. Day 68, and today I almost had a heart attack. It started out like a normal day, you know, looking at chests before doing some research. I did get a lot of invert ingots and another dynamo, so I guess it was a bit different. Then another storm came, which I wasn't really scared since I had been through one of these like 3 times already. But this one was a bit different. I mean, I should have noticed the sign because I felt like I was on the moon. Holy yo, okay, this might be a bit too dangerous. I can't move forward. I'm moving. I'm not pressing and what the oh, yeah, sorry, put me down. Alright, okay. Let's go back to our base first. Let's no, wait, okay. Oh crap. Wait, I might actually die here, you know? Because alright, no, we're in the ocean, alright? We're fine for now, I just need to like swim back to no, yes, no. The storm is like, no crap, no, get me out, just get me out. No, just get me out of the Guardian, alright? I don't want to be in the Guardians, I don't want to get in the Guardians, no. I actually take way less damage now because of like the suit, so that's a good thing. Please, alright. I think we're fine. Yeah, I think we're fine. The storm, yeah, I think we're fine. Day 69. Nice. And this was probably one of the most boring day in this challenge. I mean, like, I don't even know what to say for this one. I ran out of ideas. The next day, and I made an official way to get in and out of the base. You might think it's something fancy, like a 2x2 piston door or something like a teleporter, but it's just a tunnel. Day 71, and I expanded the farm even more. But I didn't do too much today since it was boiling hot, even if I'm in the water. And the next day, it was still the same. Hey, this sounds familiar. I decided to move the cooling station underground since the heat was, well, quite a problem. And I don't know why I haven't done this earlier. This could have saved me like half a day. But it worked a bit too well, and I started to freeze. Day 73, and I improved my industrial area since every time I had to use a machine, I had to move a dynamo. That was being used by another machine. I used these things called flux ducts, and they carry electricity to the machines. The next day, I improved the farm design again. I also realized how hard it was to craft a nanosuit helmet since you need a night vision goggle, which costs quite a bit. Day 75, and we're 3/4 through the challenge. I made the illuminator, which means we're closer to crafting the nano helmet, and here's the funny thing that happened today. When I try to sleep, the game thinks I'm not tired enough. That's the first. Anyways, I spent the next night grinding the next item, which we ended up getting before day 76. Day 76 started with... oh, never mind. Day 77, and we still don't have enough rubber, even with 3 rubber trees going. So I devised a plan to build a new platform in the ocean. I guess the half-wall that I never finished was finally useful. At first I wanted to salvage the sand underneath because we really need more sand. But this required a lot more cobblestone, and even if we had a higher tier cobble generator, I decided it was not worth it. But here we go, the platform is done. Day 78, and I started to drain the ocean. Well, more like a pond than the ocean. And this is what I mean, look how many sand there is underneath it. We ended up having a stack of compressed dirt, which hopefully that's all we need to get enough redstone. It is day 80, and after a bit more grinding, we are 2 items away from crafting the nano helmet. I didn't do too much defense improvement since I'm pretty confident that the lava will stop us from dying. And I was right, when night came I can barely see any mobs around my base, except for like 1 skeleton. Oh look, they're trying to blow my base up. Day 81, and I made a new machine. Haven't done that in a while. This one's called a pulverizer, and it does things, I forgot. Don't worry though, cause we only use this thing like once. Day 82, and I made another new machine. I don't think I have to explain for this one. I got some decent enchantments for the tools, but I realized that I can't enchant the nanosuit. The next day, and I did the most terrifying and riskiest thing in the challenge. I went AFK for like 10 minutes. Luckily we didn't die and I can continue this god awful challenge. Why did I do this to myself? Day 84, and what a day this was. During the grind I was overheating, so I took a dip in water, but then I started to overheat somehow. I tried turning the cooling coil on, but that was no use, and now I'm taking massive damage. I managed to cool down on the other side of the pool, but to make things even more weird, the water was ice cold and I went from boiling hot to freezing cold within seconds. Dude, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell? What do I do, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? Okay, free and try to kill this. Hopefully this works. Okay. Yes, this works. Yes, okay. I think we can do this. Alright, we just have to do this maybe a couple more times. I really don't like how I'm always at half a heart. Got hyperthermia free. What the hell does that even mean? Okay. Jesus Christ. So, I guess we can't trust water anymore. The next day we finally made the nanosuit helmet. Now we just have to charge it. I also made an anvil so we can combine enchantments for a sword. Day 86 and we made books. This sounds simple, but since there are no sugarcane on this island and cows rarely spawn, we can't get leather or paper easily. But if you play this game for more than 27 hours at this point, you know that you can make anything with these machines. Oh, so it does that. Day 87, and at first I wanted to work on the rubber farm, but yeah, that happened. The next day I went tree chopping in hopes of getting some apples. The reason we need apples because I wanted to get golden apples to prepare for the day 100 invasion. Mobs are going to have all their abilities, jockeys will spawn everywhere, creepers can explode randomly, and skeletons can't miss their arrows. Oh, there's also gonna be a blood moon. And by night I discovered this thing called an apple tree, and this works as you might expect. It's an apple on a tree. Apple tree. That joke was like from 2016, so I hope half of you guys get this, because I'm pretty sure half my audience is like born after that. Day 89, and I found out that you can craft god apples, even though I'm playing on version 1.10. I also experimented with different ways to get drinkable water when I found out about the barrow the next day, and I just improved the defense by adding slabs on top of the wall so mobs can't spawn there. Day 91, and I found out that there's something better than the god apple in this mod pack. It's called the diamond apple, and considering the fact that we really don't need diamonds in this world, we can craft a lot more of these. Day 92, and something that we waited for so long has finally happened today. I got the full nanosuit armor, let's go. Day 93, and I showed the guardians who's in charge in there. This motherfucker has been the reason why I died 3 times. Anyways, I crafted a bow, a diamond one to be specific, but I forgot that I don't have any arrows. I was stupid. I tried my brand new armor against the zombies, and honestly they didn't do too bad. Oh, and also if you're wondering how we get in and out of this, I'm sure they won't break in. Day 94 and 95, and I just did some defensive thinking. And what I mean by that is, I did nothing for 2 days. I guess I did upgrade my sword quite a bit, but that only took like 2 minutes, can't lie. The next day, and I had another plan to build a base in the sky made out of glass. Not only is this much more of a safe place in an invasion, I also have a 360 view surrounding my base so I can look out at the zombies. Day 97, and the final storm in the challenge emerged from the sky. But then I heard a sound that terrified me. You hear that? That's the sound of glass breaking. I wonder what I did that involved a lot of glass. Sake. And sure enough, when I went up there, half of the dome and barrels were gone. Day 98, and I farmed and crafted more diamond apples. Day 99, 1 more day left, and I realized that there is a better armor than the nanosuit. So I basically spent 70 days grinding something that I could have gotten in 2 minutes. But I still kept the nanosuit cause, I mean, it's cooler. Day 100, the big day, and I was ready to fight the horde that was coming. Maybe. Night is coming and the blood moon is rising and the mobs are spawning quickly. The skeletons even try to shoot from us from 100 blocks out, but I don't think they realize that there is a glass wall between us. Some zombies did break through the lava wall by using the tunnel, but their pathfinding AI wasn't that good, fortunately. But overall, our defense was pretty good, and I started to get bored, so I decided to step out of the dome and get some actions going. And when I tried going down the ladders, the skeletons went crazy. Out of all the zombies, only a few managed to enter the main base, and trust me, these things are weaker than my catching skills. You don't want to see my catching skills. The sun was coming out, and I did it. I survived 100 days in this deserted zombie island. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or leaving a like. The support recently has been tremendous, and if I can hit 500 subs by the end of the year, I have to release a private video that has never seen in the public before.